Since the introduction of the inclusive education policy in Nigeria in 1977, its implementation has been met with daunting challenges. The policy seeks to provide equal rights to education for pupils, but education experts are worried that there is a huge gap in terms of compliance.
What we're doing today particularly, it's titled Effective Strategies for Including Children with Special Needs into Regular Schools. And the reason is quite easy. Most schools shut the door against children with special needs. And the reason is that they're not well equipped to provide special needs support for these children. And the truth is that while the world is going towards, moving towards inclusion, and if we say we must practice inclusion, then school teachers, parents, everyone needs to be equipped and orientated on the importance of inclusion and also how to practice inclusion in our various schools.
We need more teachers in the area of special needs, to be trained in the area of special needs, and government cannot do all that. We're encouraging teachers to avail themselves of the opportunities to train themselves, to go for special needs training so as to make themselves marketable in the present economy, and for parents to also know that they need to get this training to know how to handle their children even in the homes, because they need the training in the homes before they actually get to the schools.
Participants at the workshop say for the inclusive education policy to thrive, governments and institutions of learning in Nigeria must retrain educational personnel to meet up with world standards.
And the truth is that, one, it's capital intensive. It involves a lot of money. That's one. Two, we need a lot of professionals to train teachers. And then, of course, community involvement for orientation, so that everybody will accept children with special or individuals with special needs for who they are. So there are several things that needs to be done, several barriers. Some of the barriers also accessibility to education. So, for example, a person who needs ramp to access get into the school would be at a disadvantage, because obviously we don't have a ramp for that person to get into here. And then some other challenges are the instructional strategies on how to teach these children. Most general teachers do not understand what is even going on with the children, talk less of how to reach the children. So there's several gaps.
So the idea is to first bring the awareness that there is a gap. The next thing actually is to now make sure that we put pressure groups in place to ensure that everybody understands that there is a deep gap in policy. And then we hope that the government will do what it can. But I'm so grateful that we have the private sector here, or private schools here, and it's best for them to start looking at how they integrate this into their curriculum. And I'm so glad that the facilitator has made it so plain. There are a lot of challenges trying to roll this out. But if you look at the numbers, and I think we must look at the numbers of these growing numbers of special needs children, then it's very important that the private sector may have to drive this first, probably before the government catches up.
So the parents, they can do a lot, and that's why we don't have just teachers attending this program. There are several parents in here. And why are parents supposed to be equipped to understand what inclusion is? Why it's very important is that, one, they need to accept what it is first that is going on with the child, and then that way they'll be able to explain what is happening to their children, to the society at large. Secondly, they need to know what to demand for from the school system that promises inclusion, because if you don't know what you're asking for, then you'll be asking amiss. So once they're equipped to know what they're asking for, they'll be able to be a part of the planning for their child's education, and also be a part of executing and being able to generalize what is needed to make the child succeed in an inclusive society.
They noted that the policy of inclusive education must be adhered to, as every child deserves the right to quality education.